Okay, maybe not jungle.
Then I don't respect him anymore.
I haven't seen him do it jungle. I don't think that he would be scared of it, though. He would definitely take on the challenge. And he builds it really interesting. He's almost always a hybrid build. Okay. So a lot of people used to just take AD runes on Kennen just to have those stronger attacks just for the lane, and then they would build full AP after that. He'll actually build AD items along with his AP items and go completely hybrid. Nice. So it's really hard to itemize against his damage because it's always mixed.
That's cool to see. Well, of course, we have seen that compLexity has first picked and locked in Kayle, and probably if that's yours, I'm disappointed.
That's a champion that relies a whole bunch on perfect timing.
Yeah.
Kayle can be the most game-breaking champion in the game, or just useless, because she's extremely squishy, and if you catch her out with a good stun, you can 100% her to 0 very quickly.
Yeah.
But a well-timed ultimate can frustrate the entire enemy team, as well as just turn around an entire team fight. You can block a ridiculous amount of damage with it, because it just depends on how well you time it.
Okay, well, when we take a look at the cursed lineup right here, and you've got Thresh who's going to pull someone out with a Death Sentence, and Kha'Zix, who really likes resets in general.
Yes. Any champion who can get a reset would love resets.
Yeah.
Kha'Zix is definitely no exception. I guess you're going to have to be the one holding the torch with the Kha'Zix call for the jumps. That was a pretty good one.
Thank you. I've been practicing.
We're hovering over the Quinn there. Cop getting a little cheeky. It's probably going to be something else, though. Might be Twitch. He definitely was a big fan of Twitch a few months ago. I haven't seen him play it in the LCS, but he really liked the Sword of the Divine back before that got the balances, because you could kill like 2 people and completely reset the cooldown and use it again, and his crit, the guaranteed crit, would apply to any people that you hit in a line. So you could theoretically crit the whole team.
Yeah, I mean, that's just old school, like, OG Twitch style. It's like crit the entire enemy team, win the game by yourself. I mean, I remember when it was like Twitch Kayle was like the comp, because it's like, aha, I'm killing all of you and you can't get me back.
Invincible, while I do AoE to the entire team with my Infinity Edge.
All right, so we're looking at the rest of the lineups being picked here. Of course, AD carry Varus, no shock for BrunchU. Alistar for MIA, most likely. Now, they've got Kayle and Jason here so far. Both of whom can switch around, even Kayle jungle. So, what are they looking for here?
I think one of those two is going to go to Prolly. He does play both of those champions. When he plays Kayle, he usually goes for that Liandry's, like the Koreans started out, and he goes for that percentage burn. And then he also plays a mean mid lane Jace. We saw his mid lane Jarvan, so he's not afraid to do those ADs in the middle. And Jace is definitely no exception. He'll go with that early tier so he can continually spam out the shock blast. And if you do have Janna on your team, that would mean it might be a jungle Alistar if they leave this and let it in. It could either be that, or it could be an AP Janna.
Yeah,
we do have Prolly, so AP Janna is a thing.
Yeah. So all right. So let's run down like the possibilities so far. Probably not jungle Jace. Maybe jungle Kayle. Maybe jungle Alistar.
Yes. To all of those.
Yeah.
The jungle Alistar in Season 3, I am not quite as big a fan of it as I was back in Season 1 and 2. I wasn't even very good at it back then, so that's actually one of the reasons.
End of Season 1, you weren't good at Alistar?
Yeah, that was one of the reasons they kicked me off, actually. But yeah, we won't go into that. At the Janna right now, MIA is holding on to the Janna, so if that is
they haven't swapped yet.
A support Janna. Yeah, I mean BrunchU is still on Alistar, so.
AD Alistar, dude, is a thing. It's really high base attack damage.
I'm pretty sure the one thing we can call about their team comp right now is that Varus will be going to Brunch and he'll be going bottom.
And nothing else we really know for sure. They swapped around so far. So if we take the lineup so far. Actually, go ahead. You ood.
The Jackie is going to actually use that Morgana that they have been practicing. They haven't had great success with that in scrims. But to be fair, Curse doesn't have great success with anything in scrims. So that's not going to be blocking out any strategies.
So they're the anti-CLG.
Yeah, exactly. They're the flip side.
All right, so we can see the lineups are locked in. Right now it is looking like compLexity will run Nick Wu up in the top lane with Jace. I am disappointed in Prolly overall, and MAA on Janna as we see jungle Alistar.
Nick Wu is definitely a huge fan of Jace. I'm surprised with myself for not saying that was definitely going to go to him, because he doesn't get his ninjas. Jace is one of the champions that, like Zed, he knows every single matchup in the game.
Wow.
Probably says that, he likes to bring a different champion against someone to try and mix it up. You can't do that against Nick Wu. He has literally played all of the matchups with Jace, and he feels extremely confident on that champion.
All right, well, as we get ourselves into the game, you can see the teams on your screen here. That is compLexity, and that is Curse, which is a interesting matchup because you've got Curse in the top 2 and compLexity in the bottom 2. Curse is happy with where they are. They've actually got now an extra game lead over Dignitas, but compLexity are within just a couple of games of getting into the playoffs themselves, which is somewhere they really want to go.
Definitely want to, and they have a really good chance of it. Like we said, now with their team looking like a whole new team being revitalized with that Probably pickup, I would definitely give them very good chances.
But it's so crazy, too, because you look at the rest of these teams, and, like, Mars, since they got Nia and Thompson starting, have looked better than they kind of have most of the season. And you got Vulcan, who've added Bloodwater, and he's been crazy. Daydreamin' quadra-killed the #1 team while playing support for the #8 team in his first day. Like, you don't get more crazy than that. Like all these teams have gotten, like, new revitalizing blood suddenly, and it'll be interesting to watch these last couple of match days. Guys, of course, we have started into the game. We've hit the rift. compLexity is in the blue font, and Curse are representing Nathaniel Hawthorne's Scarlet Letter here. And compLexity running to the top lane.
Yeah, they're making good use of that Jace acceleration gate to go with an early invade here. This is definitely a well-planned strategy, but Kazac's going to be in that bush. We'll have to see if they can actually catch him out here. There's a few options. Loudamortis could flash.
He can see the acceleration gate. He's going to try to run away. Will they get the pulverize? Well, he gets leap at level 1, gets away from that one.
I like that by Loudamortis holding on to the flash because as jungle Alistar, you need to have a guaranteed kill with your flash. You have to be 100% sure you're going to get that kill, and he wasn't quite sure if they were going to finish that one off.
I guess they don't really have any other hard crowd control aside from the pulverize, so if they didn't think they'd burst him, Void could have flashed the wall.
Yeah, just some slows. So you don't want to get behind early with a jungle Alistar. Like I said, it's a really iffy pick. A whole lot will be determined early game if he does get a successful gank off. As we see a counter invade coming here, there's no defensive wards for compLexity, so they're just going to face check this.
Here comes the face check from Loudamortis. He sees everybody's been flipping in the team, but gets the pulverize off. What's going to happen is Loudamortis taking damage, bunch of damage on a Saint. Will he take enough in time? He's been ignited. That is first blood. Going to Nick Wu. They're still chasing. They get the pulverize, the knockback on elements. He will look to flash the wall. He has flashed away. Will they chase anything else back? A nice dark binding comes out from Jackie. 1-4-1. They did get Loudamortis at the end.
Even though compLexity did not have the vision advantage, they had the numbers advantage. That was a 4-man invade on 5 members of compLexity coming back, and Loudamortis barely got away. That last tick of Ignite, not quite enough.
All right, so
one. He did end up going down. It was just later after the first blood.
One for one.
So the last tick of Ignite was enough.
Yes, it was.
Success.
His health pot was not quite enough. Actually, Loudamortis still has 5 potions, but he might have bought one at the end of that one and used it anyway. Either way, Loudamortis starting up at the blue buff. We can see Nick Wu spending time. He got a free longsword thanks to his recall back. And, of course, thanks to some starting gold and whatnot. Also has a nice red elixir has been used, and he has a sight ward as well. So he is blinging it right now. He's got gold chains and all that, and he's fighting up against Voyboy in the top lane. Down here, though, MAA is, by the way, on support Kale. I somehow didn't talk about that before. It is probably on AP Jana.
Yeah, I just want to mention the most important part of that level 1 team fight. Even though Loudamortis died, he still has his flash, like I was talking about. The jungle Alistar still extremely scary right now. And with the early invade, the flash from Jackie and the flash from St. Vicious, as well as elements, were burned. So that opens up these lanes to even more gank potential from Loudamortis. He should probably make an early move on one of those. Jackie did a pretty good job. He's got 1 ward in the bottom side river, but if Loudamortis comes from the top, he will be unseen.
All right, well, you can see probably trading damage here with Jackie. That'll be an interesting matchup. Both do have shields for themselves. We'll see which one ends up mitigating more damage here. But probably just kind of sitting here, 12 to 11 in minion kills. They are matching up fairly equally. And we're kind of seeing the junglers clear around. We had a failed gank from St. Vicious a little while ago.
Yeah, so AP Janna middle. Voyboy going very aggressive top.
Yeah, top lane, a lot of pressure on both sides. Nick Wu, all of them use the red elixirs. Is Voyboy trying to jump away? The Ignite is still on. Will he have the shot blast? Oh, he did not have the gate up. He couldn't quite get the damage. And Voy, he's only got... So he's used 2 potions so far and has 1 left in his inventory.
The unaccelerated shock blasts are so...
painful to watch.
They're just so small and not uninteresting compared to the real ones.
All right, again, we're seeing Prolly and Jackie just fight head-to-head, 19-19, but here comes St. Vicious from the side. They've got a bunch of retreat pings spammed out, so Prolly knows he is there, sitting on the right-hand side of the lane. He's trying to run away. He needs to dodge this Dark Binding. He does not. He's standing right on top of a ward, but it's his own ward. He tries to knock up St. Vicious. The slow comes out. Will he get the flip? He does. Prolly's getting knocked around. He's going to try to teleport away from this one, and meanwhile, they're killing Elements in the bottom lane. They trade, and they still get the kill on the Janna just at the last second. I think Red Buff helped with that one. So overall, 2-1 for Curse in that fight.
I just want to say there was such good ward coverage from compLexity, but Prolly still staying in there. He relied on his ability to dodge that binding, and he just didn't do it.
He walked right into it, actually.
Yeah, he ran a straight line, even though he got into the bush. St. Vicious smelled the hit, went in after it.
All right, well, great pickup there by Curse, and of course, again, we saw that 1-for-1 trade in the bottom lane, despite Loudamortis making it a 3-on-2, and we now see that there are 2 kills on Cop on Twitch, but he's down about 12 minions.
Yeah, very good for Curse. A successful turnaround. They got through that scary phase where Alistar had his flash up and they were missing a lot of them. Not only did they kill Loudamortis, but they burned that all-important summoner.
All right, so we're seeing Prolly now sit back in his lane after dying. He's picked up a Doran's Ring along with a ward. Could use that one a little bit earlier, but we'll see how that one pans out. The Void is now the one aggressive in the top lane, 30-21 in minions there. In Saint now for the first time, so Red Buff didn't really matter because now he's getting his first one.
Yeah, he's going to do a pretty good amount of work with that. We just had the balance patch come out to reduce the speed of level 1 Rolling Thunder, but that's not live on this tourney realm right now. So he's still extremely fast right now. As soon as he's charging towards Prolly, he got a huge speed boost. Prolly doesn't want to let Saint get close this time. He's got that same ward there, so he sees him, and this time he's going to back right off.
And actually, Loudamortis is looking there at what's almost a counter gank, but Saint recalls back, so now they've got a 2-on-1. We'll see if they can land the crowd control onto Jackie. He should have Black Shield. Of course, he does. Rank 1 on that one. Loudamortis shows himself, and of course, with no flash, looks like he won't find quite anything, and probably just shoving the minion wave out.
There's also a pink ward here down bottom in the tri-bush for Curse. So they have vision if Loudamortis comes from his jungle, but if he had hugged the red side of the river there and gone down, he could have got behind Cop and Elements.
All right, Elements also got a blind death sentence, does not quite land that one. See, here's Brunch U is just kind of staying in this lane. So 43-44, we see basically equal minions down here. And Brunch U's actually picked up a red elixir to try to turn around some of these fights, though, as Cop's did some 2 kills.
Yeah, Brunch actually feeling pretty good, though. He did get a kill of his own, and he's even in CS, so it's not too big of a deal. We had both teleports used for each team also, so no threat there. Going to come for a couple more minutes.
Okay, so 2-3 on the scoreboard. We can see a 700 gold lead here for Curse overall. Certainly looking very good this game. Elements picks up a few souls, and St. Vicious now is looking for a gank up in the side. He's waiting around by this mid lane. Prolly does still have flash available. And here we go, Element. He's going in, he knocks him back into the ground. The ult comes off from Jackie, but Prolly is actually not going to take too much damage there. Saint still trying to dive this one. This could be pretty good for Loudamortis. Will he get the damage output? Oh, he was not in range to do the headbutt, but still Prolly picks up the kill thanks to the turret. Wow, I've almost never seen that kind of mistake from Saint, but he just straight up died on his own volition.
Yeah, maybe he had too much faith in his passive. Decided that he could regen more than the tower could put out. The towers are a lot stronger now, though. Recent buff to them. They actually do more damage to champions. So maybe he was not quite accustomed to the damage output. Probably, though, a good job by him. Even though he was slowed, he was able to dodge that binding. Maybe that was a little part on Jackie's misfire, too. But I have to say, Loudamortis, he could have got a free assist on that kill and just decided to pulverize the ground instead.
I mean, it's good on him to not, like, pulverize a guy or, like, headbutt a guy who's still in range of the turret, like, and knock him out and save him. I've seen scumbag Alistairs do that before. You see actually a fight down in the bottom lane, though. Everyone taking a bit of damage. Ellis puts down a shield, keeps himself alive. And now Jackie is getting a little babysitter blue buff here, so Saint helping the team, absolutely. Level 5.5 on him. And they do still have vision ward coverage of this dragon.
Ooh.
They do not see, it's slightly out of range.
But they did see.
Slightly out of range. All right, there we go. The ult coming off there is going to try to root up Cop and Elements, but will it be too much? Brunch U getting knocked around. He gets the knockback as well, flipped as well. Look at the knockbacks there. And he was playing leapfrog for a little bit too long. Cop picks up that kill. 3-0 on Cop, and they've got control over Dragon.
Yeah, Elements got to take the long roller coaster ride there as the cleanse flash did come out, but he was still in Superman mode. Did they decide to go for this Dragon? They've got a pink ward here, but it's just out of vision of that ward for compLexity, like he said, so they know that Curse are going for this Dragon.
They're spotted. It's at best a 3 versus 4 for compLexity, and that is enough to make Curse run away. So, good reactions there, and a nice safe play by Curse. Looks like they're happy with their laning phase. But guys, we're only now 300 gold apart. Somehow this gold lead has shrunk itself down quite a bit. And honestly, these guys are neck and neck right now.
And we did have the bottom lane here for compLexity start out with their dual red elixirs as usual. That's kind of their thing. The only thing is that MIA's elixir already ticking down. He used it pretty early. So that one's not going to be available when they do get ganked again. We still have the important one that's on Brunch, though.
Yeah, he does have his inventory now. Let's take a look at some of the items, though, because Probably is playing a bit of a new champion, so still props to him. And he's got the early and needlessly large rod on AP John.
That is very important. It helps him wave clear. He also has an extremely strong shield. His Howling Gale, that tornado that he's going to use for wave clear, just gets plus 94 magic damage off that needlessly large rod. And you can see there one-shots the ranged minions now. That is a great break point to hit.
All right, and of course you can see that that wave clear will continue to move on as he fights up against. Look at the damage there on the top lane, though. Voyboy forced to run away. Nick Wu. We haven't looked at this lane very, very much, but it's 70 to 81 so far in minions. So Voyboy, despite being down first blood gold, is actually winning this lane so far.
Yeah, he's doing a really, really good job here. And we do have St. Vicious waiting in the wings here just for the engage. Is he going to go in now? Yes.
He's going to look for it. Nick Wu is trying to run. He will have the form switch here. The acceleration gate is up. He puts that one down, but he goes back out of Voyboy. Does he have the damage output? Looks like he does. Finds it 1 for 0. And here comes the teleport from Probably. Will it be enough? They've knocked back St. Vicious. The passive is ticking, but it's not going to tick enough. 2 kills picked up. compLexity with an amazing counter gank.
Beautiful turnaround right there. Also nice use of the teleport. The teleport on Curse is actually on Voyboy, who is the one doing the aggression there, so there was no global presence coming from them, and Probably just spread that so well. Now Lattimortis is covering the middle turret, and they're able to shove on this top one with the wave clear of an AP Janna. They should be able to take this one down, no problem.
I mean, it's getting just crushed right now by minions. That has gone down, and Probably will walk away while picking up gold from the minions and just walk his way out of that one. So, yeah, another death went out, did not quite land. Cop looks for a slow. He gets slowed back in return. Element still pushing into this one. They are actually going in on this. MIA taking a bunch of pink as here comes Voyboy from a teleport. MIA, he does have the ultimate available, pops it onto himself. They kill Element on the other side, but MIA is still getting dived. Void taking punishment after punishment. He teleports, gets out of that one. Cop is in a battle with Brunch, and Cop wins that one. 2 for 1 now to Curse's favor.
So Voyboy wants to use his teleport, does get some back there. Now Lattimortis in trouble.
He's not going to like this one very much. The ult comes off, lands the stun. He pops his own ultimate to walk out of this one. Does knock off the black shield. Will he have teammates coming up in time? He could go for the pulverize. Takes a bunch of pain. Here comes the shock blast across the wall. Lattimortis gets a shield just in time to stay alive. That should survive everything for him. But Void, of course, is taking down this dragon pretty much unanswered here. And it looks like Curse will have that one for free. Will they be able to chase on back in? They go for this one. They don't quite get the damage on a Void. He's still trying to run away. The slow puts Probably out of range for his W. The Zephyr not going to land. And Curse, Nick Wu finds it! Off the screen, the shock blast lands. And compLexity are winning in kills.
There we go. That's the difference between the accelerated shock blast and the unaccelerated shock blast. Probably right there was able to save Lattimortis' life, but because Lattimortis was taking so much early damage, he wasn't able to get in there with the smite threat. St. Vicious notorious for not being able to smite those objectives, so it's just too bad that he didn't have that option. They were able to actually get a kill and answer with a turret middle, though.
Hey man, it's those old man reflexes. He's the oldest guy in NA LCS.
I hear you.
It's painful. Yeah, right? Doesn't it suck being a retired pro gamer and everyone's better than you?
Yes.
Oh man. All right, so we can see the bottom lane here shaping up a bit better for Brunch U, 106 to 78. So this lane has totally flipped on its head. I mean, that said, Cop is 4-0-1.
Yeah, but they're not done taking turrets. They're going to take the bottom one as well, extend this lead. compLexity looking really good right here. That's going to be 2K.
Yeah, so they're up 3 turrets to 0, 7 kills to 6, 0-1 on Dragons, but they've got a 2,000 gold lead right now over Curse. And you guys at home, most of you did not expect that result, let's be fair.
So, like you said, Cop's got 4 kills, but Brunch has 2 kills of his own, and he's winning in CS, so it's actually not too big of a discrepancy. And while Cop upgraded his Berserker Graves early, Brunch has got a BF sword now, so he's actually got the lead in damage.
It's 49.50 to 48.37 in gold. So yes, Brunch U is up 100 gold on the matchup overall. We can get the rest of them on your screen shortly and just see, you know, where the individual gold is between all these guys. But right now, it's a blue steal coming in from Curse. They're looking around to the side. Lattimortis is pretty much alone here, and it's going to be suddenly 3-on-2. This could be bad for the Alistar, but Nick Wu goes in. He tries to find the kill on a Void Boy. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Lattimortis will go down to the stun. Now Nick Wu, he's got Probably coming in. Will it be enough on this side? Look at the burst coming across the wall. They find one. They get the Kalos as well. Can they chase anyone else down? MAI has been hasted by the acceleration gate. St. Vish is trying to run as well. He has flash, burns that to get out. 1 for 1, and I have no idea where the blue went. I think it's still up. Jackie almost goes down too.
Yeah, it's still over there. Great intervention, I have to say. The difference between a good kill and a mediocre kill is the timing on that, and he was able to save Nick Wu's life, arriving just in time there. Probably also doing a lot of work with his shield and the knock-up. Good job by them turning that around, and they're still in the lead. Now they want to shove on another turret.
Well, seems to be what their playstyle is about. Every one of them has a pretty good amount of wave clear, though Curse does get this bottom turret for themselves. They cannot commit them to the middle turret just yet. You're seeing the damage as middle turret now. This second one down below 1/3 health. St. Vicious is here. Will it be enough to stop this? Oh my god, they just go in on him! Look at the burst available. They kill him right off the bat. That turret goes down as well. Holy crap, compLexity.
They are not afraid to dive turrets. This is reminding me of like some Mac Noon play here with the Najin sword style, seeing Jace and them diving turrets nonstop. There's a really good pickup for them. They got more global gold. They are also able to steal that blue buff, which is so important to have on both the AP Janna and on the Jace.
Oh man, this is looking good for them overall. 5-0-1 on Jace, by the way. I do want to point that out. Curse spent 2 bans, their first 2 bans on Nick Wu, and he's like, that's nice, 5-0-1 on Jace.
Yeah, he's been working on expanding his champion pool. This isn't one of the champions that he's been working on because, like I said, this has been in his pocket for a long time, but he's not one of those guys that wants to be, the target ban. Like, you can't ban me out. He doesn't want that as one of his main weaknesses, and he's done a really good job shoring that up.
I don't feel like anyone wants getting banned out as one of the main weaknesses in a competitive scene.
You don't want to have any weaknesses.
Arguably, no. So, see how this one ends up panning out. Of course, 9-7, we're seeing this gold lead actually stay at 2,000 since we last checked in here. St. Vish is grabbing his own red buff for the second or third time this game so far. And we can see now as Curse has regrouped their bottom lane back to the bottom lane. Farming it out, of course, Twitch. Always pretty good late game.
Yeah, he is really good late game, but Prawley going with his favorite item, it seems, the Deathfire Grass. He also used that on Annie. If he can use that on Cop, then he's going to take that amplified damage, and they might be able to just take out the main damage source from Curse very early on.
What's interesting to me actually about that is it amplifies magic damage from all sources. So if you had other AP champions on his team, but he's got like a low damage jungler and a physical damage top laner.
Yeah, Varus does do some good magic damage with his Blighted Quiver. If he could pop that, it'll help a little bit there. So you got some synergy. Yeah, you can give him some credit. A little credit there.
All right, it does percent max health in the first place. We'll see how it pans out. Brunch, of course, still pushing through on this bottom lane. Has MIA around there. Pops the Oracle's Elixir, so there's the one eye he's got. And we can see Mortis puts a ward down as well. They spot Saint and Cop. And another ward comes down from Saint to make sure they've got vision over that blue area. Cop does stealth out. They've got a 4-on-2 right here. Oh, they've got Void slinking around the backhand side. They're going to go into this one. Will they have that much damage? Saint goes in there. He knocks him back. They turn a little bit towards Void Boy and start running away. The problem is the numbers are actually better here for compLexity. They're going to actually move back in, and they find the route. They find St. Vision. Will they get the damage up? But there is a pulverize just in time before Black Shield lands. And now they found Jackie. He pops the the Zonius as well. The stun goes off on a Mortis, but that is an ulted Cal. It's not the best target for a team fight. And compLexity are still looking around. Void Boy down very low on health. Left-hand side does not quite drop off. The DFG is still available as well.
Oh, yeah. AP Janna with Teleport is an amazing split pusher. She can clear waves so fast. Once Prawley got down there, they didn't hesitate to turn that around, catching out St. Vicious, and basically just got a free kill, plus a bunch of pressure on this turret. You can see how much Prawley's ultimate heals the whole team almost back up to full here.
Nick Wu took like a full combo from Jackie and 3 turret shots and is like, yeah, I'm healthy still.
Yes. Oh, yes.
All right, so we can see now compLexity driving through this game right now. 5-1 on turrets, 10-7 on kills, 27.5 to 24,000, so a 3.5k gold lead, and they're finally looking for their first dragon here. This should not even be contested right now. compLexity looks really good on the map so far.
Yeah, I have to say also MIA making some good decisions here. He's got that Oracles very, very early. I say that's very early because he didn't upgrade his Sightstone yet or anything. He doesn't have much health. Like I said, Kale is a very squishy champion, but you need that Oracles when you're going against a team with Twitch because you don't want him sneaking away after any kind of fight. You definitely want to get that AD carry off of the field.
I gotta say, that is one of my favorite parts about Twitch, is like shoving your lane out and just like getting a free kill mid, and it's like, great, I don't need to farm gym minions. Like, oh, I got minions.
There we go. Probably with the wave clear.
Yep. Oh, the wave clear. It's so nice. I always like seeing all that gold pop up. Like, it feels so good when you're like, it took no effort. I couldn't have possibly missed any CS here. Mortis, that was the one holding the mid lane. 63 on him. Probably, again, the symphony of minions dying in sequence. They actually do the wave view, notice. They all go up in sequence at the same rate. minions do the wave when you play Janna.
It's a good thing we don't have any voices for the minions dying. There was actually a post about the Jurassic Park sound. Never mind, I won't go into that.
We'll move on.
All right, so they are going to shove 2 lanes again. Probably does not have his teleport up right now, but he can still shove solo. Janna also gets that movement speed from her passive, so he can get from a top lane or a bottom lane to a mid lane very quickly.
Oh, wow. Actually, probably was looking to bait Void for a farm in there. He sat there on that brush and said, okay, Nick Wu, you take the farm here. I'm going to pretend like I'm gone. But Void didn't show up to take that wave right here. So instead, the complexity lineup is all here at this top lane, 5 strong, and no one from Curse is yet in range. Can they burn this down in time? Saint isn't even moving right now from the mid lane. They've only got 4 to defend this. Look at the health bar just dropping. It's gone right now. No one from Curse is ready for that one. 6 turrets now, and complexity are still moving forward.
Saint still farming in the mid lane here. They're on an inhibitor turret, Saint. You have to get there. You're the tank for the team. They can clear those waves so fast, and they're already starting to hit the turret.
They're looking for a little bit of damage right there. Looks like they don't want to push in too terribly hard. Of course, they have, oh my gosh, the poke is there. MIA taking a bunch of pain, does not quite get pulled back in. Pops ult onto himself to make sure he does not go down. Of course, he has no CDR in items, so unlike mid Kale, where you see that Nashor's Tooth early on, he's got an actual cooldown on that ultimate.
Yeah, that's huge. They'll actually be off for about 80 seconds here. Definitely complexity want to pull back as soon as that ultimate is down, because that is a game changer. Good job right there. Nice hook. Alleviates them of all the pressure top, and the bottom wave minion wave right here is pushing really nicely for Curse, so they get some free damage on that bottom turret.
Yeah, and you see Prolly is making his way over there as fast as possible. And just by the way, guys, so you know how Prolly is skilling up his Janna, it's max Q then max W, still 1 point in that shield for what that's worth. And of course you can see the items down at the bottom of your screen, so if you're trying to play like Prolly, there's one little bit of information.
Yeah, and the shield, by the way, the base damage isn't the big part. It's the ability power ratio. Since he's AP Janna, he's getting an extra 246 every time he shields someone.
Yeah, I think it's like a 0.8 or 0.9 ratio. On 270 AP, he's got 240 bonus shield right there. So it's, 300-something point shield right there. Probably, again, on the wave clear duty. No big surprise there. It's going to, again, the minions do the wave, and he's going to pick up a nice little bit of gold. Nick Wu and the rest of the crew actually holding up in the mid lane. Binding comes off, does not quite land, but it's now Curse looking for their own counter push, and they've got all 5 here in the mid lane against only 3 right now.
And this time, it's Loud and Mortis who has picked up the Oracles. So complexity, understand the importance of keeping that Oracles against this Twitch team, not only to clear out wards, but also to catch out that AD carry. And he's going to actually be on the front lines. He's keeping this in his inventory so he can surprise them. Maybe if Cop will get out of position and make a mistake. Sometimes, late game, Twitches will get a little aggressive, and they will try and scout thinking they're invisible. But if you pop up that Oracles real quick, you can catch him out and easily win an objective off that.
All right, well, MIA's Oracle has timed out just now. Probably actually did not leave his side lane push, so he's gotten a whole bunch of free farm. And Curse has sent Voyboy to take that farm back for Team Curse here. So they're trading farm back and forth. The gold leads 6,000 right here. Going to keep checking in on that one, because this is honestly like something I'm scarcely believing myself, that complexity, I mean, honestly, at the bottom of the standings here, are currently winning against the arguably #1 team in North America, and they're making a very good show of it. I've not seen any major mistakes. They're poking out pretty strong. Some damage there on the Cop, 2/3 health. Piercing Arrow coming out from Brunch U. I want to check that one as well. He actually has max Piercing Arrow first. That has 5 points into it. So complexity are very much about this poke.
Yeah, but you still have a Twitch with an Infinity Edge. And if Jackie can get a good ultimate, then everyone will be slowed, and theoretically, like we said, Cop can hit every single person on the team. If they get very lucky with a couple of those crits in 2 different spots, MIA won't be able to intervention multiple people, so somebody will go down.
All right, we'll see if that ends up happening here. Complexity still milling about the mid lane. They've got a vision ward over the Baron pit now, so they've got no vision there for Curse. We'll see if they do anything about that. Voyboy is back at his base, running to the top lane here to stop a minion wave push. And complexity have regrouped towards this mid lane here. We'll see where they end up going next. Bottom lane is shoving out on its own. We'll see if they do anything about that one. Probably, of course, still roaming about. 193 minions on him. He is by far, well, I shouldn't even say by far. He's only 5 ahead of Brunch U right here. But as far as minion farm is concerned, Complexity's winning that one by a lot.
Yeah, the thing is, Voyboy's got a teleport of his own, so if probably split pushing, then they would usually send Voyboy up there. Kha'Zix actually has a difficult time keeping AP Janna contained. Probably can wave clear from a really far, really long distance, where meanwhile Voyboy's going to have to get in there with his Void Spikes, and it'll be a little tough for him. It looks like they're just content to clear out all the wards in the jungle side here, and they're going to pressure both top and middle.
All right, they are definitely putting the pressure on right there. You can see probably moving back and forth between the top lane and this mid lane here. Looks like he's going to take the Wraiths for himself. What a good Ghostbuster he is. Let's see now what is going to happen now on the map. Loudamortis has moved over towards the Dragon. The Dragon is alive, and Loudamortis, he has chugged his own Oracle, so he swept that out and is now currently trying to solo this. And then he gets help from Nick Wu. So, Dragon number 2 for compLexity looks to be secure.
compLexity has a really nice team comp because Curse want to initiate on the whole team. They want to get an AoE initiate so they can make use of Jackie's ultimate and Cop's ability to shoot multiple people. But we've got AP Janna here with the ultimate to knock everyone out. And then we also, if someone gets into a bad spot, MIA has got the intervention to protect a single target, so if St. Vicious goes in there and flips one person over, they can just intervention and block all the damage that Curse are going to try and do. So Curse have to be very, very careful with where their focus is and not get all their skills baited out by that intervention.
Well, they land the poke onto Cop again. Down at 300 health is him. He's trying to just sweep away everything that he can. And let's see. Oof, the poke lands again. Cop is losing health, losing health, losing health. They've got to be careful for him. Black Shield, of course, will not block any damage from Nick Wu. The rest of Curse have now just hugged this mid lane. And, of course, compLexity have now run to the sort of left-hand side. They're running around Baron, and there are no wards that spot them here. Curse has to be aware of this.
Yeah, they've done a really good job since they've had Oracles the whole time, clearing out all the wards, and Curse are kind of walking in blind here. But compLexity, they aren't going to force anything. They're just going to send Prolly again, split pushing. He's going to just acquire so much money. He's already got the death cap on top of that Deathfire Grass. He's just going to become more and more powerful as this game goes on because they're going to continually split push with him.
No, that death cap is there. No even magic pen for him. We're going to see. So if we get to this crazy late game status then where like they just can't find a battle to go to 45 minutes, who starts scaling better at this point?
Well, we really have a two-man poke comp here for compLexity with Jace and AP Janna. That's really a poke comp really in of itself. They don't even have to have Caitlyn or anything as their AD carry. They've got great disengage from Loudamortis. He can headbutt people away. He can pulverize anyone that gets close, and then they still have the Janna ultimate to knock everyone back. So it's a really good split-pushing team. It's just that compLexity haven't had that much time to practice with each other. They're not quite sure how to finish off a game. You can really see it here. They're taking a very long time. Oh, St. Vicious going with the invade.
All right, Brunchy does flash away, but they've got so much burst coming on him. He gets the KO just in time. Can Brunchy run away? He's trying to get out. Of course, Loudamortis is taking everything as a giant bull, and here comes the counterattack. Prolly getting bursted out. Pops his ultimate. They're going to go in onto him. The damage is there. They don't even kill Saint. Element's running away as well, and Curse finds a 1-for-0 on the map.
That's the problem with compLexity's comp. If you get a free engage on the AD carry, then everything's going to go downhill from there. They're forced to use all their defensive ultimates to try and get him out of there. There was the intervention, and then Prolly had to get on the front lines to pull his ultimate for heals and knockback, and then they just burst him down so quickly. AP Janna does not want to get close to the bear.
And that ended up being a pretty rough spot for him. So now Curse pull it back a little bit for themselves. They've gotten both red buffs at this point as Voyboy has stolen the bottom one. Niku does get his own golem buff at the very least. Let's see where these guys end up going. Brunchy finds out that, yep, my stuff has been taken. Clears that one away with a single crit. And Voy is now pushing down at the bottom lane for himself.
compLexity still, that was only one kill, so it doesn't put them behind very much. And the big part about that was Prolly had to use his ultimate or his teleport. So with the teleport down, that really limits their options. What they wanted to go for was have Prolly split pushing on the bottom and then force something with a quick Baron. It looks like Nick Wu wants to make something happen himself, though, going on Saint.
Puts the Ignite down, gets the knockback. He's going to be one shot away. Can he land this one? Shock Blast. Yes, he does. He finds it. Dominating is what Nick Wu is right now. And you can see that St. Vicious has indeed died.
So he's making, Nick Wu made a play by himself, and that opens up that Baron's threat that they wanted before. Probably still doesn't have the teleport, so he's going to actually come join the team, and they'll have a 5-man versus 4-man around the Baron pit.
All right, let's see what ends up happening here. Of course, Voy had just used his teleport. He's rejoined his team. You can see them moving on forward. The Baron taking some damage. It's just a full 4-man Curse right here on the other side. They've got 5 for compLexity.
Ooh, Jackie getting poked down is really big there because what they want to do is have Jackie get into the Baron pit and ult everyone.
They got the root on elements. The damage is going to be there. They find 1 kill for free. Will they turn back and go for Baron attempt number 5 right now? It's again a 5-on-4 on the map. The ult is available for Prolly to heal his team if he needs it. Curse doing a very good job of putting out a little bit of damage and pulling them back. MIA takes them both. Only a couple of low healers are available. They find some burst on a Void Boy. They are chasing on through. Will Lattimortis find anything? Black Shield should be available for Nijaki. He gets closer. There's the gate. He does block everything. The Zunus goes off as well. What's going to happen here? Probably's going to get chunked out so hard. He does drop. What's going to happen? Boy, he's taking punishment. He will drop. Brunchu is alive. St. Vish is in the front. Cop is in the middle of the enemy team. Will he go down? They go back for him. He puts on the barrier. He does get traded back out, but St. Vicious and Jackie are cleaning everybody up. MIA goes down, and ace for Curse.
Jackie with the beautiful counter initiate right there. He was waiting for Lattimortis to engage. Immediate Black Shield, turns around, flashes in there with the ult, and Zanya's just perfectly played by Jackie right there. Congratulations, they deserve that ace.
Yeah, that was incredibly well played. Remember, though, that leading up to that was 2 free kills for compLexity, so we're still at 14-13 here, but all the kill spree gold, if there was any, actually certainly for Nick Wu, 500 for him, has gone to Curse's pockets. There we go, that's the word. So 44.5.
The treasure chest.
Their treasure chest, and they, wrong Thresh skin. He would have
so
a treasure
close.
chest if he picked the actual Thresh skin. So Elements scumbag
He
left us without a
messed up
joke.
my pun. God,
What
Elements,
a jerk!
come on.
Elements ruins everything. Anyway, we can see now that compLexity, they've still held on to a 5,000 gold lead, but Boy's getting pretty big, I'm going to say.
Yeah, he is getting pretty big, and he got a lot of money in that fight, even with just assists. So that's going to help him out a lot. He's ticking up that the Manamune into the Muramana. It's not quite there yet, but it's really close. He only needs 100 more bonus mana charges on that thing, and he's going to be right there. So as soon as he gets that, it's actually a huge spike in damage.
Well, compLexity is running around with a lot of ward coverage. The Dragon has just spawned, and they are ready for it. Boy does smell this one out, and the rest of the team is coming down as well. They'll kill it before he shows up, but they could always try to look to engage a fight. The poke comes out, and looks like Saint is going to look for an engage right here. He's been slowed down. The burst comes out from Prolly, but he's doing it to a Volibear. Lattimortis is trying to bait some cooldowns, and he goes in, he finds Void Boy for some pain. Will Curse keep moving on forward? Looks like they're going to disengage.
So when you have that headbutt pulverized down, they all back off. You can see them right there. That's a huge. Those are huge cooldowns for Lattimortis, and they really need those displacement moves in the team fight. Like we saw last time, Curse want to fight grouped up in an AoE team. Just like I was saying, they want to have Jackie be able to get in there. It's going to be really difficult for them to pull off that same team fight where they come out with an ace when Jackie splashes down. That is the most important thing for Curse right now. They're trying to delay until Jackie's flash can get back up, and then they can pull off the same kind of play. Cop can use his ultimate and start firing from the back lines.
All right, well, compLexity are back to their old tricks. We've seen Prolly side pushing on the right-hand side, does have teleport available, and picks up home guard boots for what that's worth, so we can get back to the action sooner. And we saw the blue steel coming out from Nick Wu, so he is a Zoolander fan himself, and we're seeing where compLexity is going next. They should still be in control of this game. They are up 6,000 gold. They've had a bunch of uncontested dragons in a row. They've been disengaged for most of their fights pretty successfully. Let's see what the siege ends up going for. They've got, again, blue buff on Jace, so infinite poke is available. And Curse are trying to hold the line.
Everything available for compLexity right now. They have all ultimates up, and they have the teleport available for Prolly. He's sticking around here, though. They haven't sent him off to split push because these fights are happening so quickly that even the duration that it takes for a teleport to go off and for Prolly to join that fight is a little bit too long. They have to have him there for the very beginning if Elements does land that straight hook.
All right, well, MIA is looking to take this one out. The hook comes out from Elements, doesn't quite land anything. The turret, the ward does go down, and they finally get some damage out of that turret. Down below half health, Saint is towards the front-hand side. Nick Wu runs very, very fast away because he is afraid of the spooky ghost man. He's going to make himself be alive for now. 32.5 minutes in. Again, we are here in Game 3 of Day 1 of Week 9 of the North American LCS. And we've got one of the biggest looking like upset games. At least, I mean, it's certainly very close for bottom versus top of the standings. Yeah. Curse might be looking for a fight as Cop is stealth.
A very close game. They're just trying to use... Oh, the flash in from Saint does not get anyone.
They don't quite land anything. Brunchu was forced to flash away, so that is what they were looking for there. They traded flash for flash. compLexity are still trying to see this one out.
What they're trying to use is the threat of Element's death sentence to keep them off until the flash is back up from Jackie. It just does come up right now. So Curse, oh no, Jackie has no mana now. Now that he has flash, he has no mana. They need him to go back to the fountain and get back ASAP.
All right, let's see if they do enough with this one. You can see that Curse are looking hungry. They're looking forward. Can they find something here? They're actually forcing everyone from compLexity back. They don't want to go for this one. They're just poking as they retreat. Of course, the buffs are up, both reds and their own golem buff. and Curse are running for that Lizard.
Yeah, and both side lanes are pushing in Curse's favor right now, so compLexity really want to go clear those up. That's a lot of money that they actually do need. Prolly's teleport still available, but the important flash from Jackie did come up. He actually got home guard boots because if they had engaged right there, he needed to be on the front lines immediately. They're all going to swing over this top turret, and they are going to catch out? No.
MIA does see them. Voyboy does show up there. He gets the slowdown. The flash coming out from MIA. Will they find the damage from St. Vicious or the hook from Elements? They will not, but they will find a free turret. That is going to go Curse's way, and there's really no answer here from compLexity, so well orchestrated there. Void didn't even burn flash for that, so a turret and a summoner.
Yeah, that was a good win for them right there. A little bit of global gold. Probably, though, making a beeline for that middle. He's going to just throw down his tornado and leave because that's going to be able to split push by itself. Now Curse all up in the Baron pit while Voyboy recalls in a bit of a dangerous situation, but there isn't any vision for compLexity, so they don't make the move.
Yeah, Curse wasn't trying to start anything just yet. They put the lantern down for vision from Elements, and then backed right off, of course. compLexity, it's on them to reward that area. They've got to make sure they know what's going on. Brunchu goes for the poke, lands him onto Jackie. He does have some armor thanks to the Zonias, though. compLexity is still moving forward.
Probably going to have to watch his mana, too. He doesn't have a blue buff, and he's getting a little bit low. He's going to need every single spell at his disposal for the team fight.
Yeah, he's just running a couple of Doran's rings for regen there. We'll see what ends up panning out with that one. They're still not fighting a fight.
Yeah, they decided to give that blue buff over to Nick Wu so that he continually poke with his Shock Blast, his accelerated Shock Blast. He hasn't been able to land one onto Cop, though. That's what they're really looking for, to try and get either Voyboy or Cop. There we go. A Jackie one is actually really good, too, since they want to keep him off the front lines.
Yep. Let's see what ends up happening now. Looks like compLexity are recalling back to base yet again. They just cannot find a foothold to start a battle here. They're sitting at 6,000 gold ahead, 35.5 minutes here. Once again, you can just see that scoreboard up the top. compLexity and Curse, 1 kill separates, 3 turrets separate. I think 1 Dragon at this point separates these teams. And speaking of Dragon, it is only 50 seconds away.
Yeah, so compLexity weren't able to push too hard early, and Curse are really happy with this because they have that Twitch with the Phantom Dancer Infinity Edge combo. He's going for a Last Whisper. Once he gets that, there's not much you can do to avoid taking damage except for not get shot.
Yeah, and actually just comparing, once again, the gold values for these guys, because I want to see just who's the most rich. Brunchu is still ahead of Cop in gold individually by about 1,000. The top laner is 1,000 away. Actually, Saint does have more gold than his jungle opponent, though.
Yeah, well, you can see, because there's a completed Last Whisper here for Varus, but Cop's still working on his. As soon as he gets that, Curse will be ready to fight again.
Actually, all the gold is basically on Prolly. Like, the biggest disparity there, 12.8 versus 9.2, a 3,500 gold lead. More than half of the overall lead that compLexity has is just in Prolly versus Jackie.
You can see that compLexity had a really good plan. They executed it well, too. It's just that they haven't had the team practice. They haven't had the time necessary to get to many late-game scrims where they have to finish off a game like this. And they're just content to keep on taking these dragons, try and get that global gold, and hope for a really good team fight to just come out of nowhere here. And Curse just aren't giving it to them.
Well, they picked that one up. Curse does run away to the left-hand side, knowing they'd be running into a 4-on-5 if they went the other way. And Voyboy is splitting to that top lane, catching some farm for himself. Bloodthirster, Muramana, and most of Last Whisper there on him. Prolly, of course, still picking up farm. What? Oh,
they were looking for a bush. They were looking for a bush invade, but the acceleration gate is always there. They've got good disengage, and Prolly doing some work on the bottom lane of minions here at the same time. So they're really just using the same strategy, middle and bottom. Split push.
Yeah, the push is still there. Prolly is ticking up in minion kills ever so... Well, I shouldn't even say ever so slowly, ever so quickly, really.
Yeah.
compLexity looking back towards his mid lane, and of course Voyboy is like the guy they're sending to clean up. He's got the most minions on his team. He's the cleanup farmer.
So they do have Varus. He applies some magic damage, max percentage damage. They could burn down that Baron fairly quickly at this point. The thing for compLexity would be if they were able to take out that vision. You can see there's nothing here for Curse in the Baron pit. If they sneakily sent over a couple members to go grab that as quick as they could, and then use the disengage that they have in Janna and Jace to just hold Curse inside their base, then they could actually sneak a Baron fairly effectively.
All right, well, we'll see what ends up being the case here. We see now 6,500 gold. It's growing ever so slightly. Dragons being a big part of that one. 3 finished items of both AD carries. They look almost identical, actually. You see potions on one side versus the Doran's Blade on the other. Another binding comes out, does land on a louder mortis. He gets a shield.
Look at that shield.
Yeah, not going to mean too much, actually. He's pretty beefy. And there we go. Elements goes in, finds what he can. Here we go. Prawley's kind of in the front. Saint taking a bunch of bursts. He might go down first, but Prawley is eviscerated right here. Brunchu has the KO ult as well. Where are they going to go first? Brunchu trying to run. Flash from Voyboy. Voyboy is getting low. Voyboy finds the kill. MAN cannot find Voyboy back, and they just kill everybody right here. 4 for 1. Curse finds the fight.
Oh, starting off with a hook on Prawley was huge right there. You can see the difference in an AP Janna late game and then an AP Morgana late game. Jackie got right in the middle there. He got a very good Soul Shackle onto Brunchu, and they were able to take him down. The late game power of Twitch just shining through right there. He does have that triple combo of the Infinity Edge, Venom Dancer, and Last Whisper.
And probably didn't even get to ult in that fight. It's actually still available and on cooldown. So that's kind of just unfortunate for compLexity overall. Of course, a great initiation from Curse. Pops the stealth for the attack speed, and Curse are going to take this Baron down. Yeah,
good job by Curse. They've really played to their team strength, just waiting, letting Cop build up in power, and then going for that AoE team fight that I was talking about. Even early game they were looking for. They got it, and they're going to get a free Baron off of this. It looks like Curse doing a very good job of turning this around, even though they're slightly behind in gold still.
All right, well, very, very good by them. And, of course, now at this point with the Baron buff power, you got to figure on the map right now they will be a little bit more powerful. Boy going back for the farm in the top lane. He is just growing and growing and growing. He's a very big bug right now. 310 minions on him, and he is just a big dude.
Yeah, so Prawley has got a Quicksilver Sash now. So the next time he does get hooked, he can actually quickly cleanse that. But the only thing is, if he takes any damage, he can easily get bursted from 100% to 0 still. He's gonna be forced to shield himself in that case, and he won't have the shield available for someone who's putting out damage like Nick Wu or Brunchu. So even though he's got the cleanse, he doesn't have the survivability that Jackie does with his Zanyas, where he's guaranteed to last those extra 3 seconds.
Yeah, and we've seen that kind of play out overall. I mean, the Jackie initiations have been incredibly powerful this game so far, and we look at compLexity, and they are, in fact, back for their old tricks. This time they're trying to wait out the Baron buff, probably pushing on the right-hand side. The rest of the team shoved up the mid lane, and they're just going to try to wait for that to time out.
Voyboy's got to the point, too, where he is not scared of going toe-to-toe with this AP Janna. If he can actually get in there and land some slows, then he'll be fine going one-to-one. So the teleports actually match up pretty well now. And Curse have the oracles of their own, going to make a slow push down the middle here, and probably make use of Voyboy's teleport if they do actually have a hard engage.
And we can see the Dragon timer at the top of the screen as well, 1 minute and 45 seconds. That is well within the Baron timer for Curse. It's a 4-minute long buff and a 7-minute Baron respawn, 6-minute Dragon respawn. And you can see now that Curse, for like the first time in the game really, are actually on enemy territory in the map now and making it their own. They've peed on the trees. It's theirs this time. And here we go. Let's see if Curse is... Oh! Okay, it's just caught like backdooring some minions. I thought they were doing something tricky or something.
Yeah. They're not cats here. That's a bear.
I missed something.
Never mind.
That's dogs.
Voyboy's still. There we go. There we go.
I know. I was looking for Nasus, but
Voyboy's still split pushing down that bottom, and Prawley hasn't gone down there yet. He is going to go defend the turret though. So it looks like both teams really very worried right now, treading on thin ice. Nobody wants a bad engage because at this point in the game, the next team fight could easily be the game.
You're absolutely right. And honestly, like, these teams are so poke-based as well, right? You've got Jace, you've got Janna, you've got Varus. Like, they're all just shooting things from 2,000 units away, hoping a skill shot lands. Curse for the first time actually are making a move themselves. St. Vicious happily taking his damage because he's a giant bear. He does not care at all. Voyboy finds himself a turret. They've now found 6 right here, Curse Gaming, and they are just, sieging up his mid lane. And you're right, they're using Voyboy to split push.
And they're playing very cautiously. They want to get all the outer turrets before going actually into the base. You can see 4 of them now heading top. So they want to get that last outer turret before they try and get in on any of the inhibitors. They're making pretty good use of this Baron buff. It's only got a quarter left.
All right, again, the poke is there. They do have not turrets, sorry, but, they have some, but they have wards kind of in their own jungle, and they're able to spot out Curse pretty well and just, land these pokes across walls every once in a while. And what's impressive to me about Curse, though, is they have 0 dedicated healers, 0 healers at all, really, and they're not, just dying to poke over and over.
Well, now they've got the regen from the Baron buff, so that was helping out a little bit. St. Vicious was happy to tank some turret hits. This is going to be Curse's turn to take the free dragons. Now they're the ones slow playing, and they've almost, there we go, they do surpass the lead here, the gold lead for compLexity.
Yeah, they have now 61.7 to 60.8. Finally for I would almost say the first time in the game, because First Blood even went complexity's way, or at least first time in a long time. Curse does have that gold lead. Guys, 43.5 minutes in, and they are still battling back and forth. There's not much that separates these teams aside from space as they play long-range skill shot champions on both sides here. And we'll see what ends up happening as the Baron buff has timed out by this point, so we're back on equal footing in less than 3 minutes till the next Baron.
You can definitely tell because there are no inventory slots available for anyone. They've got consumables filling up. Oh, there we go. The ward placed by Jackie. He opens up one. Everybody's got either an elixir or a ward in any available spot, though. So they're not wasting any space right now. And the elixirs are really the only extra advantage. Oh, it looks like they're going to make a move down towards Voidboy. And Voidboy doesn't have wards this deep in the jungle, so they are going to get around him. He's going to have to pull out pretty quick here.
His body's... No, he turns back.
Oh, no. Voidboy, that stutter step is going to cost you.
Okay, he sees Johnny. He now sees Alistair. Can he get across the wall? He's popped stealth, and he gets a little bit away, but do they have enough? Do they have what it takes? He has flash available, but he's taking damage after damage after damage. The GA is up. They're going to be able to force that one down, but the rest, of course, are pushing down the mid lane right now, so Voidboy is just buying time, and he flashes the wall, buying even more time. He's still getting away. The leap gets him out, and they're now onto the inhibitor turret, actually. That turret is going to die right now, and they're now onto the inhibitor itself just for a single kill. So they get Voidboy, but their base is now in shambles, and in fact, that inhibitor is gone, and Baron's not up. Voidboy's going to respawn in time. Can compLexity do anything with this 5v4?
Good answer right there. Voidboy burned his flash and his GA and his life for that. That's going to be an inhibitor, but compLexity want to run straight down the mid lane and try and answer while they have the numbers advantage. There's 40 seconds left. Loud Mortis is the only one going straight up here. Probably has his teleport, so he's going to split push the side a little bit and then try and get in there in time. Jackie still has his ultimate, so they still have great team fighting potential.
And Jackie's zoning aggressively. He black shields himself and looks for a skill shot. Doesn't quite land it, but here comes compLexity. This turret, again, only down to 1/3 health. Though without probably it's a 4-on-4, so even with the quote-unquote numbers advantage, they're not too confident just yet. Mortis is taking poke. Oh yes, here he does. He comes in with the teleport. This is going to be the push for compLexity. 10 seconds till Voidboy shows up. They go in. They're going to push down to the turret. You get the push on a lot of Mortis. Jackie comes to the front. He flashes. He pops the ult. MA is trying to run backward. He's going to get stunned, though. Where's going to be the damage? MA taking so much pain. He goes down without ulting. Jackie pops Zodiac. Loud Mortis is going down as well. They find 2 for nothing so far. He's now Brunchu getting crushed out. And the 5v4 team fight goes in Curse's favor. Elements even survives and jumps in to try to find Nick Wu. Nick Wu does see Voidboy, but I don't think he's going to get out of this one by any stretch of the imagination. 5 for 1. Pentakill as well for Cop.
Wow, Elements even went in on that. He was so happy with the way the fight was going, decided, yes, I'll just jump in. Maybe they won't finish me off, but they do. I have to say, at the beginning of that team fight, Jackie ignored Mortis, got everyone else on compLexity in his soul shackles, and he zoned the whole team, while Cop was able to fire away from the back line, pick off person after person. It's a great combo here, this Twitch plus Morgana, and now they're going on the Nexus Turret. It's probably going to be Curtains.
This is probably going to be a GG for compLexity. You're seeing an 8-second respawn still on the kill. Minions are there as well. This is going to be what it takes. It's going to be Curse taking down a slugfest of a battle in 46.5 minutes, and that is GG. Nexus goes down. Congratulations, Curse.
Congratulations indeed. I have to say,